between Habib Nurmagomedov and Justin Gaethje. The most exciting man in mixed martial arts today. My fantasy football team is Team Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, since signing with the UFC a few years ago, has absolutely taken this promotion by storm.
And he's only in main events. He's only in main events because you know, when you put Justin Gaethje at the top of the marquee, people will show up to watch in the arena, but they will also tune in on their television sets, on their computers, their laptops, on your PS4 or your Xbox, regardless of the console. People will show up to watch Justin Gaethje fight. All-action fighter, has great wrestling, but it's his boxing and his leg kicks that has truly made him special to fight fans all around the world.
All right, so here he is representing the American Kickboxing Academy, the inimitable Habib Nurmagomedov, and this guy makes his way to the octagon, DC. You run out of time setting up everything he's accomplished, but he always puts that status as an undefeated fighter and UFC champion on the line. He will do so again here tonight.
The moment he walked in the AKA, you understood that there was something special about Nurmagomedov. He was a guy that was always listening. Although he spoke no English, he was always listening and paying attention to try to learn and how to improve himself. And the moment he stepped foot in the gym, he was just open to each and every lesson, and now it's showing over the course of his UFC career. He was undefeated going into the UFC, and he has only built on that and become a champion, one of the most well-rounded fighters in all of the UFC.
You know, your college wrestling teammates have told me when you showed up at Oklahoma State, you didn't speak English either.
No, I didn't. It was all Southern Creole accent. It was all, hey, my boy. You ready?
Dateline, Anaheim, California, USA. We are inside Honda Center where women were ushered into the UFC in this very building back in 2013.
In this very building, you understood how big a star Ronda Rousey was, but this place was as loud as it's ever been. Can you get the crowd on their feet tonight as Ronda Rousey did way back when she was figuring back?
When Ronda Rousey made that walk at UFC 157, truly a sports moment where most people remember exactly where they were.
You will never forget the moment you saw Ronda hit the curtain in Anaheim.
Single collar tie now. Well, you start to really worry about the wrestling, and there's that left hand from Khabib.
Underrated. I mean, it's a very underrated part of his game, his ability to stand and strike with anybody in the UFC.
And they separate. Stuffs the takedown there. Oh, and he hip tosses him to the mat. Now we'll see what he can do from here, DC.
Right into side control. He's going to try to control him, then find a submission.
Well, you got to be working off of your back. He's certainly doing so here. Nice punch. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Nurmagomedov.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. Oh, his opponent's squirming like a fish out of water now. The ground and pound is on point. This could very well be the beginning of the end.
This could be the beginning of the end. We've seen some really good ground and pound fighters. This young man is as good as any you've ever seen. You gotta be careful, armbar. You gotta recognize that when a guy starts to put his feet on your hips, you gotta move him off.
And this might just be a matter of time. So he taps out due to the arm bar tonight. High-level grappling work.
I mean, he had to tap. If he did not tap, this man is not opposed to snapping his arm.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to live to fight another day. But hats off to this fighter on a great submission victory.
take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
Just watch how slowly he approaches the submission, though. He never rushes. He takes his time, but it's his trickiness. It's his ability to trick people into going to the floor with him that puts them in danger and finishing fights.
So there he is, your winner by submission. That could hold up as one of the better subs of the year. Near perfect execution tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ian Levines called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 22 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, Habib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.